Coming to you from a living room somewhere in the greater Los Angeles area, it's Rick's Cafe Live. Get comfy. Order some takeout. Remove your masks and gloves. Hang up your hazmat suit and get ready to party with Rick and his friends. Now put your hands together for a round of thunderous applause, which we cannot hear, and welcome your host, Rick Braun.
Track. Welcome everybody to Rick's Cafe Live with my dear friend Peter White.
Hello there.
There he is. It's a song called Me and You. Very nice.
Isn't that a nice, happy song?
It's like we've been playing it all our
We
lives.
played it twice.
Twice.
In our lives, we played that song. Oh, we wrote that song together, didn't we?
We did write that song together. And
I
that
think
was,
we did a good job.
yeah.
Nice, happy.
I like
It's a
it.
nice way to start the show. You should start every show with that song.
We're in a good mood, right? We're in a good mood. It's so windy here. It's like crazy. We have hurricane force winds. You'll probably hear it throughout the show. We're just hold on. I'm going to hold on to my hat because anything can happen even though we're inside. It's windy. We want to thank all of you once again for joining us here on Rick's Cafe Live. And, of course, we're brought to you by all of you through your generosity and also through our dear friends at Sweetwater. And we want to thank Chuck and everybody over there for helping us keep this show going week after week. And we're only two weeks away from our 1-year anniversary when this whole thing started, Peter White. And you and I were both on a flight to Miami, Florida, when everything shut down.
I remember it. It was Friday the 13th
Yikes!
of March. What could possibly go wrong?
That's Friday the 13th. Perfect.
What could go wrong? Actually, I only got to Houston.
Right.
And then I got the word that the cruise had shut down. And in fact, all cruises shut down. In fact, everything shut down. So that was March the 13th. That was the day that everything changed for us. And
The day the earth stood still. Clock 2,
I just-
Barada
you know,
Nick 2, right?
I was at the Houston airport. I went to the bar, had a beer, and came home. I've been home ever since.
Yeah. I got all the way to Miami.
Yeah, but weren't you stuck in Miami with that, like 10,000 other people who's...
We got lucky because the everything canceled an hour into our flight, and I'm glad there wasn't any Wi-Fi or anything on the flight because it would have been maddening to sit there for the 5 hours of the flight knowing that we weren't going anywhere and I just have to turn around. But we didn't know. Jonathan Butler and I got there, and then we met up with everybody who was supposed to be on the cruise, and we had no idea the significance of what was happening. It was like, this is like a blip. This is just going to be a little blip, right?
Blip.
And here we are almost a year later. And it's appropriate that you're here because you were going to be on the very first Rick's Cafe Live, the very first show when we bought our gear, and we were going to start this show thanks to Marilyn Lingerfelder James, who said, you got to do this, Rick. Thank you, Marilyn. We love you. We bought the gear and started the show, and I was going to have people over, and you were one of the people.
People.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the governor, Newsom in California, said,
He said no.
no,
No Rick's Cafe Live.
no people.
No people. So, what did I do? I stayed home, but I came the following week, and we were kind of socially distanced. So we learnt about socially distancing. We didn't know about socially distancing before then.
Right. You came over, and you came in through the side door, all the way in the other side of the house. If you knew my house, we're at least 40, we're like 150 yards away from each other.
Right. But we didn't tell anybody. We said that Peter White is performing from an undisclosed location,
Right.
which was the other end of Rick's house.
Yes.
So
now
now
we've
you know.
totally disclosed it. So, but listen, we have such a long, I knew this would happen. I knew we'd sit down and start talking, and it's like we have all these songs, but I knew because you and I have been making music together since, what was it? What did we come up with? Was it 95? Was that what we talked about? 94.
Well, I met you first on the Sade tour, which was 93.
93.
93.
We agreed.
I met
93.
you backstage at the Sade show, the Universal Amphitheater here in Los Angeles, which is now the Gibson Amphitheater.
Yes. And you actually had a lot. We should tell a little piece of this story because, we have music, but stories are good too.
We have stories.
And you, Peter White, this man right here, is one of the reasons, probably one of the significant reasons why I was offered the gig with Sade, because you were called, they called you for a reference, and you didn't know me all that
Yes,
well.
a man called Stan Tippins.
Stanley Tippins.
Stanley Tippins,
From
who
Herefordshire.
was Sade's road manager. But he was also Basha's road manager, so I knew him through Basha because I was on tour with her previously. He says, we're looking for a trumpet player, but he has to be pretty tall.
I'm tall.
Because,
I got it.
he has to stand next to another guy who's a background singer who's very tall. Right. And I said, well, I don't know him too well, but there's this guy, Rick Braun.
Right.
And he plays, he's a trumpinator, but he also sings pretty well.
A trumpinator. You said I was a trumpinator.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's what you are to me. Or a trumpeter. Which one do you prefer?
They both work.
Hey, Shakespeare made up a lot of his own words, so we can do the same.
Everybody
But
does.
he said, "Yeah, we already know. Yeah, we've heard about Rick. Yeah, we're gonna call him." So that's how you got the gig with Sade. That's how I met you, and the rest is history, I think.
And this song we're going to do for you right now.
This is the first song of mine that had Rick play on.
Yes.
It was the Caravan of Dreams album, and I think we recorded this around 1956. No,
1956. I was 1 year old.
1995. And let's play this track. I can talk over the intro because this is the first time I'd seen Rick really go crazy in the studio, and you should have seen my face when you started playing those licks. So as we play this song, which is called "A Long Ride Home," I'm going to kind of recreate that expression.
Yes. Peter White.
I just realized I can play the whole end of that song with one finger. So not that
Really?
finger, not the other one.
Careful.
So
Careful.
it's like, look.
I can do it too. I'll use that one too,
One
just for safety.
This is a lesson in how we keep our abilities and our chops going way into our old age, because that's where we're headed.
Wait.
Yeah, I speak for myself.
No, we're right
Because
there
we
with each
figure
other.
out how to do things easier
Yes.
and with less difficulty,
Right.
and still sound good.
And less often.
And less often. Whereas everyone else is running this as ragged. We're just sitting here with one finger to...
So I wanna play a song with you, if it's all right with you. I'm gonna do a song, but I want to remind everybody first of all that we are starting tonight our new raffle. We have a raffle here at Rick's Cafe Live. We give away things, folks. Oh my God, my favorite thing in life, a QR code. If you Nicholas, did you just do that? Yeah. Is that new? There's a QR code at the bottom of the screen, folks. You know, you go to the restaurants and you put your phone up to it, and it shows you the menu. This will not show you the menu to Ruth's Chris. This will take you to a link for you to donate to the show to help keep us going. And here's the thing. We give things away. So if you donate $20 or more to Rick's Cafe Live through that link and PayPal, $20 or more puts you in a raffle to automatically be eligible to win either a private Zoom concert with me, where you bring your requests and we hang out and have a great time. I just did 2 of them this week, and it was so much fun. The good news is about this whole thing is we're getting to know our fans a lot better. It's really cool, really cool. So what you do is $20 or more puts you into a private Zoom concert, or get this, a big screen TV, okay? And we'll pull the winners on our first anniversary show, which is at this point planned to be the 20th of March. 20th of March.
You're giving away a TV?
I do. I give away a TV. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nice too. It's not like, bargain basement old model. It's a brand new TV. It's not like one you bought from a guy in a parking lot from his trunk and then repackaged up. It's not that. It's it comes from Amazon, and it's a brand new TV. It's a high def 4K TV. But so there's the link if you want to help us keep things going and win a prize. So Peter White is playing the intro to a song that we did together back in 1995. And this is a song that I remember coming over the hill of the 405, coming down into the valley and seeing the lights. And I said, one day, one of my songs is going to get played on the radio. And this was the first time that happened for me, is this song, which, of course, I have to thank you, Peter White, because you were a guest artist on this song as well. It's called Club Harlem. That's dramatic. Ready?
For what?
Olé! I love that part. You still got it, Peter White.
Wow. It's amazing that 5 people make so much applause. Thank you. We've never played it like that before.
We've
totally acoustic. The 2 of us. That was the first song we... Did we write that song together?
I think we did write that song together.
And
I think so.
yeah, I'm not sure.
See, we were sitting here this afternoon running through songs, and between the 2 of us, we could come up with half of the answers.
So together we were a good team.
But we needed reinforcements to complete the picture. So you're going to have to use your favorite tool for researching things, which is Wikipedia, of course.
Wikipedia. And the little ferret that lives in my brain. He's a ferret, so he can go down very narrow passages, and while I'm doing something completely different, he will be going and finding information that I've forgotten, and he will bring it back to me, and oh, ding!
Trouble is, ferrets aren't easily controlled, so it comes back to you at a moment that you absolutely don't need that information at all.
So, oh, now I remember when I first met Rick Braun, yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Backstage at the Universal Amphitheater, and you say, oh, nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, I got to meet some other people. Thank you. And it was like 10 seconds, but I met you. And
but you came to my first gig ever in life, too.
I didn't realize that was your first gig.
It was my first gig as a solo artist at the Eclectic Cafe in North Hollywood.
That's right.
Probably the same year.
I was there because you had called me previously, and you said, you know, I'm having trouble with my record company, and I need someone on my side, and I need a manager. Don't you have a manager? And I said, yes, I have a manager. Yes. You should call my manager, and you did.
And I did, and he's been my manager for probably close to 25 years. 25
Steve Chapman.
Years. Yeah.
Steve Chapman, he's my manager, Rick's manager, and probably the reason why we're all here today.
We love you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
And by the way, we love you, Kyle Braun. Love you lots. All right, what are we going to do now, Peter White? How's everybody doing at home? We have some birthdays to announce. Let me get to a birthday wish, because birthdays are absolutely wonderful to celebrate. And anybody else, if you want to just go on the chat, I think we have reinforcements watching the chat, so we can share your birthday for you, and we love to do that. Some very special birthdays. This is a grandson and grandmother having the same birthday, and it's 2 very special people to us, because this is Matt McClurg, who is Roy and Penny's son, and Fonda Glazer, who is Penny's mom. So we want to wish Matt and Fonda a very, very, very happy birthday. And I know they're out to dinner, probably going to catch us later on the show. Happy birthday. man. Everything you play is beautiful. You just,
thank you very much. I'm not sure about that.
It is absolutely true. I don't just say that's not smoke. That is absolutely true. Hey, we have one more birthday. Can I just wish Tina Wharton a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Tina. Okay, we love you all. Here's to all our birthday people.
Happy birthday. And we're going to play a song now, which I'm going to dedicate to a good friend of mine in Albuquerque, Scott. Scott, are you out there?
We love you, Scott.
Love you, Scott. And Scott, he's a romantic guy, I guess, because he requested the song written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. So romantic.
Should I noodle?
Now.
Should I noodle in the right key? I guessed wrong.
There's not much time left. The song is about to start.
Forget it.
See if you recognize this song.
My spot. There you go. So much better in the right key. It's beautiful, man.
I somehow managed to get that song into almost every show I've ever played. I started to play that song at some point.
It's that sound check we started playing That's all we know. Let's stop. That. Yeah.
And then yes, that's the tricky way it gets back to the original melody. It goes through about 5 chord changes.
Let me ask you
And
something.
we only know 3 of them.
When you're because when you write a song, sometimes the bridge, which that was the bridge. Sometimes I'll write a song and I need a bridge, and I'll get to a bridge and I go, I got to do something fancy here, and I write myself into a corner, and I get to that exact moment we were at, and I go, now I'm going to need something something really that I don't know to get back to where it was. You know?
I think I commend you because you've got yourself into a unique situation, and you've already got a unique kind of bridge, and you're going to have to jump through a hoop to try and get back to the original key, but that's what's going to make it interesting.
Right.
And unique and different. And so, otherwise we could go, that's the bridge, it's just.
Yeah, don't need that. The bridge to Alfie. How about the bridge to Alfie? That is crazy, that bridge. Burt Bacharach was a master of the bridge. He could take it to the bridge like, almost as good as James Brown, Thump, 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 thump. Hey, you know what? Let's.
That was Burt Bacharach.
That was all Burt Bacharach.
And I heard that when I was 15. I think it was hit when I was 15. I didn't know who Burt Bacharach was, but I knew that was a great song.
We were talking about this. We talked a lot at Soundcheck. In fact, we barely played anything. We talked.
Well, we haven't seen each other for weeks.
So
I haven't been here since October. Is that right?
Yes, it was the tailgate party, which was the start of the NFL season. Right. Which was a long time ago. But I'm so glad you're back, Peter. It's so great to have you. Is everybody having a good time at home? You having a great time? This is kind of a low-key show, but we're having a great time. I hope you are.
I love the fact that it's low-key. I can sit here and drink wine, and we can tell stories, and there's no pressure on us.
No pressure.
It's nothing like the 3 Ps of. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
The 3 Ps of putting on the show. The 3 Ps, very important.
Yeah, you got
3 Ps.
Tell everybody. You brought us down
What are the 3 Ps? Well,
you got to pee.
This is how you.
Yeah.
Well, the number 1 is you have to pee.
Right, that's the first one.
Before the show. Right
and,
before
and
the show.
we've all had moments, by the way. We shared this too at Soundcheck. We've all had moments where the show actually interfered with the first thing. It's like you're not quite ready to go on. You hear your name announced.
If you haven't had your name announced, and you're in, well, we've all had it happen to us. We're actually peeing while we hear our name being announced. And so the next thing, number 2, is you panic. You pee, then you panic, then you perform.
Yes.
And by the time you perform, everything's fine again.
Everything's
Somehow
great.
Everything comes together.
Because we got you. We got you, babe. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Let's play a song, Peter White, now that they know how to prepare for a show. Everybody knows how to prepare for a show now.
Right.
So I think it's time for...
Here is a song on my Perfect Moment album that we may never have played in concert together.
Never. And this is a funny story, too. I hope you're up for another story. Because my perspective on it was I came over to the studio. Steve Dubin produced this record. In his garage studio in Santa Monica. I showed up.
Yeah, you showed up, and it was a nice sunny day. You showed up with your trumpet.
I had a beverage from his refrigerator. He was polite enough, offered me a beverage, grabbed it on the way in. And the first thing I noticed about this session was that there was a huge sneaker on top of one of his speakers.
Huge.
It was a speaker sneaker.
It was almost too big to be normal. It was like, yes, this has been made up to look like a huge sneaker, but in fact, it was a real sneaker from
Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal's sneaker was sitting on top of his speaker, a speaker sneaker. And so there it was, this huge sneaker, which, and of course, you know, I'm a basketball fan, and I said, how did you get that? And it turns out Steve Dubin's wife was a theatrical agent who represented Winona Ryder. And at the time, she was having some issues, so, you know, everybody, you know, very. But the point is, Shaquille O'Neal had a huge crush on her at that time, in some regard. Yeah.
Had a huge crush on
Winona Ryder.
I didn't know that.
That's what I heard.
And so this is how...
If you heard it first here, folks.
This is how the speaker sneaker first appeared.
Yes.
Now I understand.
Yes.
But anyway...
So anyway...
You're in the studio with your trumpet in your hand.
It's more about the sneaker, though. I'm not done.
More about the sneaker.
So I managed to convince Steve Dubin to let me take the sneaker home with me. And I took that sneaker home with me.
Take the sneaker home?
I took it home and put it on top.
How big was the sneaker?
It was size 20 or something. Shaquille O'Neal's sneaker was size 20. It was about this big. And I have a photo somewhere. I'm going to find it and put it up on Facebook or somewhere, of my mother, my little 82-year-old mother at the time, holding Shaquille O'Neal's sneaker, and the expression on her face is priceless. I'm going to find it and show it to you. And that all happened during the recording of this song.
Right. And one more thing. The part I was getting to, this is my part of the story, is that you said, oh, I don't need headphones.
What?
Because usually in the studio you will record with headphones. He said, no, I don't need headphones. Just leave the speakers on, and I'll play with my clip-on mic, which is like the one that you have here.
Right there.
Just a little clip-on mic, and everything will be fine. And I thought, man, this is the coolest guy in the world. Now,
you didn't talk bad at me at all when I left. Not at all.
He doesn't need a real microphone. He doesn't need headphones.
I don't need no stinking headphones.
And the funny thing is, when I recounted this story to you, you don't remember any of it. You said, I never did that since, and I never did that before.
I'm even wondering why I did it then.
The song is called Kinda Sweet. This is the first time we're playing it since we recorded it, 20 years ago?
20 plus years ago.
And yeah, here, roll the tape. Omar, roll the tape.
I hear it.
Did you notice that there's no bridge in that song?
I did not. Well,
But what did we do instead?
it's a B&B, bridge or a breakdown.
We did a breakdown. I never heard of B&B.
You can either do a bridge or a breakdown.
We
Every
did a
song,
You know, it's a lot easier to do a breakdown than to try and write a bridge.
correct. Yeah, correct.
Because the bridge takes you places that you don't know where you're going. But the breakdown, all you do is just start dropping instruments. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Get out of here.
It's
We don't
quite
need.
easy.
It's funny because you sit down and write a song, and it's, after you've written so many songs, you kind of have things that you know that need to happen at a different spot. And the challenge as a songwriter is to push the envelope and do something a little bit different, but not, you can't like go out of your mind, Well, we can go out of your mind. But I think, there's another song that we want to do for you guys right now, and this is one of my favorite songs that Peter and I have done together. And this is the title cut from my Kisses in the Rain CD, and I know a lot of you like this song because when I have my Zoom calls and things, this is one of the most requested songs. So can we play it for you right now? It's called Kisses in the Rain. You ready? Hit it, Omar. Breakdown. Yes. Yes.
Wow, I was in the zone.
You know what? I look forward to those endings. It's like after the music stops. That's the most fun part when you just go to a place and it's like, okay, it's gonna go there, and then we kind of just go. It's cool.
Well, that's why I like guitar. You can do that.
It's a
Because
beautiful
you
thing.
can go from. And then I hide my pick here, and now I've got these fingers.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful. Thank you. And you're self-taught. You're self-taught, right? More or less, yeah?
Well, yes.
Yes.
Well, I had lessons on the piano.
Yes.
Did you have lessons? Everybody had lessons on the piano.
Had to have lessons on the piano. at some
Everybody had
point.
lessons on the piano.
Yeah, have to.
But then one day I heard Jimi Hendrix,
And Eric Clapton.
and then Eric Clapton, and then I wanted to play guitar, and I still kept up my piano playing, which is a good thing, because when I went for my first real touring professional job with Al Stewart, he already had a guitar player.
Yeah.
So if I was a guitar player, as people describe me, I wouldn't be here, because I would never have got that job with Al Stewart,
And that's a good.
and I wouldn't be here.
And that's a good lesson for kids. I mean, the more things you can, especially in this time when you're at home, there's nothing else you can do. Do more things. You know.
If you can play two instruments, you're probably going to get hired over. I mean, I'm the perfect example. I got hired because I could play piano, and later he discovered I could play guitar.
Well,
And if you can sing, even more. You know, if you only do one thing,
you got to do it really
you've
well.
got to be Pavarotti. You got to be Segovia.
And that brings
know.
me back to not to interrupt, but it brings me back to the Sade story, because the first requirement was tall.
Tall.
Second requirement, do you sing? Second
Sing.
requirement.
It was nothing to do with your
No,
trumpet playing.
No, nothing.
If
Third
you were-
requirement.
If you were only a trumpet player,
I
you
would've
wouldn't have got the gig.
Not, and this, yeah. Do you dance? Now that one's a stretch. That's a stretch. You've all seen me dance, but I said yes. Oh, that's the second lesson to kids. Say yes if you can possibly get it done, even if it's not that good. You know.
Yes, and I can learn it by the time
Yes.
it's needed. That's how I started playing accordion. I play accordion, yes. You've seen me play accordion.
Yes.
Because Al Stewart, I was playing in his band, and he said, "Can you play the accordion? Because I want to hear accordion in the song." I go, "Sure."
Yeah. You never say no.
But I couldn't really play the accordion. I mean, I'd played it once in my life, I think.
Now you're inspiring me to get my trombone. Never mind.
I saw the trombone on the way in.
Yes.
I kind of missed the trombone.
Yes, but I need to work on that. I can't just. I got to bring it back into the picture. You know, not right away. I think we need to hear another one of your songs, Peter White. Okay.
Here is a song. Here is a song that I call the song that wouldn't die. This is Bueno Funk.
I love it.
Take me to the bridge. Kick on the wah wah.
Yes. Bueno Funk, Peter White, my brother.
So why did I start playing with a wah-wah? And this is a true story. Because I did have a wah-wah back when I was a kid in England. And then I think I sold it. I don't know why. And then many years later, I was at a smooth jazz concert, and there was a guy playing the trumpet, and he had a wah-wah. And I thought, wow, that's the coolest thing ever. And that was Rick Braun.
I remember.
And I thought, wow, if Rick can use a wah-wah, why can't I use a wah-wah?
Wow.
So I started using a wah-wah.
And Randy Brecker was my inspiration to use the wah-wah. And Randy Brecker, one of the great trumpet players of all time, still playing so well. And,
but did he do that? Was it before? Miles Davis also used that.
Miles used the wah-wah on Jack Johnson, and I think on Bitches Brew as well. Yeah, yeah. Randy did it.
But that's,
Miles was the first. Yeah.
That's one thing I learned from the '60s. You got to have a wah-wah.
I love the wah-wah. It's needed. Hey, listen, when I saw you put your I've been wanting to use this joke all night.
All right.
It's not even good. It's just that you put on this beautiful paisley shirt.
Paisley will never die.
And I went up and looked in my closet, and I found my Paisley shirt. I had one, and I found it and put it on. So would that make us the Paisley brothers?
We are the Paisley brothers.
Now, that's bad, isn't it, honey? That's terrible. I'm sorry. And I made them wait for that. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in tonight. We have one more song to play for you. Once again, thank you for bringing us into your living room yet one more time. And there's hope around the corner. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the one-shot vaccine, is coming online soon, right? And if I understand that correctly, that is like 100% effective against you getting really sick.
Right.
So that's the good news. It's not as good as keeping you as the other vaccines to keep you, and this is just my understanding. I'm not a news guy, okay?
And you're not a scientist.
No. But that's never stopped people from saying things about things like this ever.
Well, that seems to be true.
It's just what it is. So that's coming out, and there's a rush order on that. So, you know, we're very optimistic about our cruise, and in August with Jeffrey Osborne and Dave Koz and Vincent Ingala. And we're also very optimistic, even more optimistic about our New Year's Eve show. And of course, you know when that is. It's
Let me think.
That would be New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve, okay.
Even we can get that right. And we're getting a lineup together. Come to rickbraun.com. You can find out all you need to know about that. Don't forget, if you tuned in late and you donate $20 through the PayPal link that just disappeared, or that beautiful QR code that you hold your camera. Don't fall over or anything. I know you've been drinking. You're going to run up. Hold your phone up there to get the QR code. You can donate using that, and $20 or more gets you into our drawing to win either a private Zoom concert with me or a big screen TV. But we're so grateful to have Peter White here.
Hey,
love you, Peter.
Check out peterwhite.com. I have shows coming up, unbelievably. I have shows coming up in Florida.
Are you doing the Seabreeze show?
I'm doing the Seabreeze.
Yes, we're going to be there together.
April, and there's also the Daytona Beach Smooth Jazz Festival in May, I think. Yeah. Anyway, lots of shows starting to come back in.
Yeah. Yes. Amen. There is light. There is hope.
Can leave the house now, can we?
Want to encourage you to also subscribe to this channel on YouTube. And if we get up to 10,000, when we do get to do things with lots of people, we get to use the Google Studio. If we get up to 10,000, we're at 7,000 right now. So tell your friends, click that subscribe button, and then we can move from my living room into a real studio. They got rid of the studio last week. They never called me. Google never called me. Nicholas just said they got rid of the studio last week. Well, subscribe anyway, because we have a lot of fun together, and you know it's good. I wanna thank Nicholas Palaio and Louis Palaio, our vampires, for the evening, and they have done such a fantastic job with the lighting and the camera work. I've been watching the show on the screen here, and thank you guys. Appreciate it. Mrs. Braun, I want to thank you so much. So much. Of course, I'm going to get to Omar. Give me a moment. Nobody forgets Omar. We want to thank Mrs. Braun for all that she's done. She makes sure that we have food and we're well taken care of here, so everybody's in a good mood when we play for you. And we also want to thank, guess who? Omar Viramontes.
Omar gets things done. He's on the sound. He gets around.
He's on the sound. He gets around. 'Cause it's just my vaccination. Running away with me.
Just my vaccination. Which brings me to the last song.
Last song. Go ahead, Omar. I love this song, San Diego. The happiest song ever written in life.
You take it. You don't know where it's going.
cannot spread the germs, but we can spread the love. So let's keep spreading that love. Thank you for joining us once again. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again next week. All right.